What's going on to you, Taurus? So you have the King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Fool, the Nine of Cups, the Judgment. I've already did part of the video. The Ten of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, last two, the King of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so for you, Taurus. Okay, so a lot more of you Taurus are actually willing to take more risks. The King of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Fool, is about how a lot of you Taurus are not really too worried about the past events. You know, how things didn't necessarily go the way that you wanted it to. You willing to essentially get to know other people regardless of what you've been through in the past. Still deciding to take risks. The Knight of Wands is very much so, you know, a person that is willing to understand that certain things are water up underneath the bridge. So the Knight of Cups and the Fool now represents, so as a result of this, the Knight of Cups is you moving forward, getting to know other people. The Fool represents you moving forward, okay, as far as willing to take those risks, willing to actually put yourself out there on the line and fail, basically, you know, because a lot of people want to find love, but nobody actually wants to go. I ain't gonna say nobody, that's not true, but a lot of people don't want to go through the process, you know. Everybody wants it easy, and it's like, that goes to show me that anybody that isn't willing to go through that type of stuff, that hasn't gone through any of that type of stuff, no, we've all gone through that. But anybody that is so caught up with a person needs to do this, and overall a person needing to give all of this effort to get to know them, that's a dub. That's how it is that you know that a person is essentially, they're still in that shell. They're still in that box of that they've never really learned to get out of, you know. Because like I said before in a lot of my some of my other readings, and I'm starting to say more now, people, you know, and this is, and I can prove this, like people who are like, oh, well, this person needs to do this and this person needs to do that, this person needs to, you know, pick me up on a date and call me and do all this, I need to see this, I need to see that, I need to see this. There's a difference between having no effort at all, showing no effort, okay, and a difference between if the person is doing everything. You know, if the person is doing most things. Because the reason why it is I'm saying that in the first place is because, you know, it's a scenario where, again, you got to take into consideration that when a person is not giving any kind of effort, yes, you should be upset about this, right? The Nine of Cups and the Judgment represents that, right? It represents your growing confidence because you're willing to take chances, and that, you know, the fears that you once had does not work on you anymore, right? The discouragement that other people may talk to you about. A lot of people, they always, most people are always kicking this fear-mongering stuff that don't even make sense. Oh, watch out. Yo, shut up. Watch out for X, Y, and Z. Yo, why are you always trying to do that? What do you mean? Something positive that I'm doing, you always giving this. Something negative that I'm doing, you always talking about this. Why are you always with that nonsense? What's up with that? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to agree with me. Sometimes you have to disagree. That's called healthy. What's up with that? You understand what I'm saying? If you find those people, those so-called friends that are always kicking that nonsense to you, that's how it is that, you know, another thing too, you got to get away from those people. So a lot of you Taurus are willing to take chances, right? And you're not afraid. But the Judgment, right? The Judgment represents, you're not necessarily getting harsh critiques and stuff like this from the people that you may be approaching or talking to. No, you getting harsh critiques from your so-called friends, right? So-called family members and stuff like this. And that's the type of nonsense that I'm talking about. Partially it's from the people who you're talking to, but not really. Most of it is not really from the people who you're talking to, because most interactions when you're trying to get to know somebody, is fairly quick. Most interactions, if a person is telling you that they already got somebody, they in the game, more than likely, right? 9 chances out of 10, they're in the game. And these are people who would rather be with someone who's imaginary and do all this type of stupid stuff and trying to scapegoat the other person. Ha 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 ha. People put so much of an emphasis on trying to be this player and the person playing hard to get and all this other type of stupid stuff. And, the person trying to play hard to get. It's like, listen, I have a growing business and I'm not trying to low key flex. This is just the reality of it. The point that I'm trying to make here with this is, you know what I'm saying? The point that I'm trying to make here with this is that if you, Taurus, have anything important to you in your life, and I'm sure you do, y'all should know, anyone that is worth their salt, anyone that understands what is valuable to them, they don't have time to be messing around playing all these games. You may play games with your family members, you kick it, on the grass. If you have a house, you kick it on the grass, you hang out with each other, you play on your own property, that's cool. But I mean play in a sense of waste time, this, that, and the third. Not even spending quality time with your family, your friends, your romantic partners is a waste of time, because you're establishing that bond. You're making that bond deeper. People who want to play games, that's what it is that they're doing. They're wasting time, because and people want to play this game of, oh, well, it's your fault that the person is able to run game on you. It's like the person is acting. The person is acting to be someone who's healthy. How are you wasting your time? Now, it's one thing if you knew and you're spending your time talking to the person when you knew that this was not necessarily a good idea and you already had experience of walking away. But it's another thing, right? If you didn't know, this person had a clean slate, and then you found out that certain things didn't necessarily add up. That's something completely different. You understand? And this goes right back into why it is that I say that. This goes right back into why it is that I say that when it comes to getting to know others, this idea, as a matter of fact, I think I may post it up in the comment section. This idea, people, of the person needing to do everything is loser talk. It's evidence that you need the person to put in all of this effort for you to feel secure, because you really got a lot of insecurities and you're not really willing to take risks. You're not really being honest and forthcoming and stepping into this newfound potential relationship with open arms, and regardless of whatever happens, you're going to be okay. And that's another aspect of it too. It goes to show that you're a person that very much so relies upon what the other person wants from you. And you don't have your own internal identity if you getting hurt out here that badly. Now, I understand that getting hurt as far as your heart being broken in relationships is a natural thing. It is. But at the same time, not to the point where you want the person to do everything. If you want the person to do most of the work and you give very little or nothing, then that's how you know that you got you need to stay out of the game. Not even the game, because we don't play games, but you need to essentially don't date and take a break and just go ahead and work out those problems. That's an indication. That's how, that's an indication. That's how it is that you know that you've got something going on. And not just with you, I'm saying with the other person, right? Because I'm seeing how a lot of you Taurus are willing to do your own thing, and you're willing to take those risks, which means that, guess what? It means that that's evidence that you have gotten over it. Because you know why I'm saying that? Because that's one of the natural occurrences, or I should say, that's one of the things that naturally happen to you when you learn to get over your trauma. All these karmic cycles and twin flame nonsense that people talking about, trying to make it seem like it's soul mate type of stuff and whatnot type of stuff. A twin flame, a soul mate, a karmic cycle is three different things. A karmic cycle is you and a person don't work out very well, but then y'all two stick into each other because y'all are interested in the looks, the physicality, the money, you know, something short-sighted. The twin flame sense is where the two of you got along for a little bit, but in essence, the two of you were not supposed to be together for a long term, right? But the two of you were good, right? And the two of you ended up splitting peacefully. And then the soulmate represents the person that you spend a serious amount of time with. Y'all link up, y'all get married, y'all hook up, y'all are together for 10, 20 years, y'all stay together, y'all do your thing. And to be honest with you, to really be honest with you, a twin flame can last how many umpteenth years before the two of you decide to break up? That just essentially wasn't really a soul flame, a soulmate, excuse me. So now you have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords now represents how, so again, you have the mentality of, regardless of what happens, you're not going to take this discomfort with you. You're not going to impose or project this type of discomfort onto other people. Very good. The Page of Pentacles now and the Ten of Wands represents, but other people may try to impose that onto you. And you know what it is that you're going to do with those types of people? Well, I should say, this could mean a couple of things. Really one thing, but it can mean a couple of things. Either people can essentially step to you correctly, where they're not going to approach you from that perspective, but more than likely, some people, not all, some people are going to approach you like this, where they're willing to learn about you, but they're still very much so wrapped up and paying too much attention to, well, what is it that you, Taurus, are going to do for them? And that, like I said before, that's how you know that a person has got too much baggage going on. Because this whole mentality of, well, what is it that the person going to do for you? And I've said this before, everybody should have the ability to go up to a person and approach. If you can't at least approach, because why does that say that? Is because approaching is one of the ways you do put yourself out there. So the mere fact that people can't approach, and you find that people are like, nah, I ain't trying to do all that. Because so many people want to be approached. But how many people do the approach and, hey, what's up? What's going on? Hi, hey, how you doing? Saw you from here. I liked how you look. What's your name? What's your zodiac sign? Okay, cool. I'm an astrologer is why it is that I asked in the first place. I wanted to, listen, I'm gonna go ahead. Listen, I like how it is that you look. I like the interaction that we have and stuff like this. I like the vibe that we have. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my number. It's what it is that I usually say to people. And if they not into it, whatever. Because again, what are they looking for? They're looking for this immediate what? See, but that type of stuff signals to them, oh, I actually know what it is I'm doing. You see? And that's usually what it is that I say. Usually. And it's not some sort of script. It's just that things play out like this. If You know, if I'm walking in the street by myself, or if I'm with my dog and I happen to bump into this person, my dog bumps into the person, or I ain't gonna say bump into them, but goes up to them and sniffs their leg and tries to say hi, stuff like this. Or they may have another dog. Hey, you know, what type of dog you have? Oh, okay, my dog is da. You know, oh, how old is your dog? Oh, okay, cool. What's your name? Oh, XYZ. Begin from there. What is the problem with approaching that people have so much of a problem with? Because you don't want to put yourself out there because you chicken squat. And oh, that's disrespectful. No, everybody without exception, if you really want a relationship, you need to learn how to be approached. Most people don't even know how to be approached. Most people will disrespect the person. Don't worry, this will be a longer reading. Most people disrespect the person that's actually approaching them. So they want, and that goes to show you how stupid it is. It doesn't make any sense. They want they want to be approached now because they don't want to put themselves out there, right, and actually do the approaching. But when a person approaches them, they treat them with disrespect. They got to go above and beyond. They got to be extreme. Oh, but I thought you wanted to be approached. Oh, well, I didn't want to be approached by this person. This person don't have this, and this. And that goes on both sides. Oh, this person doesn't have this. Did you check out this person's hair? Did you check out this person's nails? This. And it's like, listen, you don't have to let down the other person with a disrespect. You could be respectful and be like, oh, nah, no thank you. I appreciate it. You know? Keep that value up instead of having to tear the person down. Oh, why are you talking to me? This person is talking to you because they find you interesting, because they want to come over and talk to you. Why you gotta squander their dreams? They already, like, you understand, like, when someone approaches you, they like you enough to be so moved that they have to talk, that they want to talk to you before they end up missing their opportunity to talk to you. You know that, right? But this ideology of you have to ruin the person's perception of you by tearing them down and being a jerk and ruin your value, when a simple no thank you would be good enough, yo. It goes to show you the lack of understanding and a lack of wisdom, and how much it is that people are really inexperienced with this thing. Because oh, I gotta let this person know that I'm not feeling them. But you don't have to do all of that, though. And then you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is, as you approach, excuse me, let all the people that want to play games just make themselves be known to you, is what these cards are saying. And then when it comes to the whole approaching thing, the approaching is an element of putting yourself out there, because who's the one that's who's the one that's a little bit more direct about this? The people who's doing the approaching. Here's the problem, though. How many people actually approach? You get a lot of, so essentially a lot of times you see on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, all of these apps and stuff like this, people who are essentially advertising what it is that they bring to a relationship, supposedly. So they want to go out and they want to make the most amount of money, put it out there on Instagram. Why? So that they can attract people that would slide in their DMs. But will they actually be in someone else's DMs? Nah. And if people call themselves trying to expose people for their DMs, go ahead and look. That's what happens when you carry yourself with respect. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles. I should say the Five of Pentacles. That's what happens when you carry yourself with respect. Somebody can tell you that they're going to expose the DMs, and what are they going to expose you for? Liking them? Trying to get to know them? Oh, I want everybody to see what happens to this person when this person, when someone who tries to come up to me and stuff like this and try to get at me or whatnot. Look, I'm gonna clown them. I'm gonna humiliate them. Why? because this person doesn't have what it is that I want them to have. Oh, okay, but all right, okay, but why you gotta go that far though? Who cares? Just tell them no and carry on with your life and slide in the DMs of the people that you do want, or talk to the people who have slid in your DMs that you supposedly want. Then what's the problem? Why do you gotta go above and beyond to try to publicly humiliate somebody who's just trying their hand? I don't get that. Why the extreme pushback? What's up with that? You know, whenever it is, my dear Taurus, that you see people start acting like that, that's how you know that somebody likes you. But then you have the Two of Cups, the Chariot, the Death card, and then you have the Magician. So to clarify that, again, you'll realize that all the people that ain't really built for a relationship will begin to run away from you as you're getting to know them and as you're asking them some questions. Not saying that you necessarily have to ask them all these mountain questions immediately when you first meet them, but as you are asking them some questions and stuff like this, you'll realize that a lot of the questions that they are answering, right, their answers are vague. Their answers aren't really very good, well thought out answers that make sense. So you'll be able to see this coming from a mile away, and you'll be like, okay, this is a dub. You can't hang out with this. And for the people that are real, they will be open and honest, and they will pretty much give above the table answers, and you'll be able to know what's going on. You'll be able to see what's going on. You'll be able to actually get into other elements of their life. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. As of right now, we have 7,185. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.